Michigan snow forecast gold standard. We're going to do a little quick video. Keep this under 5 minutes or less at Michigan snow forecast gold standard. We're going to show you, we got a developing winter storm, and you can see we already got the players on the field, and we can see the setup. And I like what I'm seeing so far. You can see I'm the blue dot. I do reside in the great state of Michigan, right? But I work right now in central Illinois, and you can see we're under winter storm warnings in central Illinois in the greater Bloomington metropolitan area, right? And you're under winter storm watches for the Detroit metropolitan area, and you can see the players on the field. I wish I had a little drawing tool on here, but I don't. I just got this little arrow. You can see the surface low. That's going to be the main surface low is down here digging its way in the desert southwest in New Mexico. It's just east of Las Vegas and just northwest of Flagstaff, Arizona. And it's going to start now, and you can start see these little impulses, these waves. You got a little wave here, a wave here, and a wave here. They're all going to kind of phase with one another as this energy starts to push out and gets over the Texas and Oklahoma panhandle. These little pieces of energy right here. Oh, how does it do that? These little pieces of energy right there are going to phase in with the main surface low, and it's going to track northeast along this Arctic front that you can see that's currently draped through the panhandle of Oklahoma, central Kansas. Now just starting to eke into extreme northwest Missouri. It's made it into through the northern 2/3 of Iowa and the northern half of Wisconsin, and has cleared the state of Minnesota and is continuing to push southeast at a pretty good clip, and is getting near the Illinois River in about 8 hours. It'll be approaching the Illinois River and should clear the Bloomington metropolitan area by about 1 a.m. as we are pushing 50 degrees right now on a brisk southwest wind, right? So that's what's going to be tracking up. There's your current surface map right now. It's very important to look at the surface map, and you can see temperatures on the other side of the cold front. It's 26 degrees in Iowa, right? So it's markedly colder, 25 degrees in the Dakotas, and then the Arctic front's below zero. But right behind the cold front, 38, 29, right? So significantly colder than the 58 we have on this side. And if we look at the 500 millibar temperatures, this will tell you where the rain snow line will be. And you can see this is the Great Lakes radar, and you can see Detroit at 3 a.m. in the morning. It's still too warm for snow, right? And if you look at the 2-meter temperatures at 3 a.m., you can see it's 41 in Bloomington and 50 in Detroit, markedly too warm for snow. But now if you go back to the 850 temperatures, right, and we go to 5 a.m., it's getting near freezing in the upper atmosphere in Bloomington. It's still very mild in Detroit. 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m. now, it is just at the line in Bloomington to snow. And in Flint, in Saginaw and Grand Rapids, it's cold enough to snow northwest of the Irish Hills in Michigan, but in Detroit, it's still too warm, right? And then as we move our way towards the 10 o'clock, it's sufficiently cold enough to snow in Bloomington, almost cold enough to snow in Detroit. As we work our way to 1 p.m., you can now see it's -6 C, which is plenty cold enough for snow, and you're starting to get good snow ratios in Bloomington, and it's now cold enough to snow in Detroit, right? Up at 500 millibars. And so now you can see it gets cold enough to snow about 7, 8 a.m. in the morning in Bloomington, and about noon in Detroit, 1 o'clock. And if you look at the surface temperatures, see if that supports it. Let's see what it looks like, the surface temperatures. At 1 in the morning, it's 46 in Bloomington and 50 in Detroit. At 6 a.m. for the rush hour, it's 35 in Bloomington, 43 in Detroit. By 8 a.m., it's 30 in Bloomington, about 32 in Detroit. And by 11 a.m., it's 28 in Bloomington and 30 in Detroit, right? So you can see it's significantly cold enough to snow at all levels of the atmosphere. And you can see you got the Arctic front at 2 a.m. moving through with some moderate rain in Bloomington and some moderate rain in Detroit. But you can already see at 3 a.m. in the Saginaw Valley some sleet and freezing rain starting to mix in. The same thing in northwest Illinois around Chicago, right, in Rockford. Then you can see as we work our way to the morning rush looks fine for most of the Detroit metropolitan area towards the Ohio border and for Bloomington. But in Bloomington, you're just going to be getting to the freezing mark at 6 a.m. But if you're in Detroit, Grand Rapids, Saginaw, Flint, and the Thumb, you could be sub-freezing at the morning rush and just starting to ice up, right, as the cold front moves through. And then that pushes to the southeast through the 10, 11 o'clock hour. In Detroit, the precip starts to lighten up. It starts to shear out to the east and to the south. The cold air starts to settle in as the main surface low now at 11 a.m. is starting to get into the Arkansas region about 50, 60 miles south of St. Louis, and is going to track through central Arkansas into southeast Missouri, through southern Illinois along the Illinois-Ohio River, and then right up the Ohio River in the southern Indiana, south of Indianapolis, and then track its way northeast into southern and central Ohio, and should be by Thursday night anchored right over Columbus, Ohio. And that would be a textbook heavy snow track for Metro Detroit if that surface low, a developing 990, 995 millibar low pressure, is sitting over Columbus, Ohio tomorrow night. Metro Detroit will be getting heavy snow, S+, 35 to 40 mile an hour north winds, changing to northwest as the storm slides off to the east. And blowing and drifting snow, and 6 to 10 inches of snow would fall across all of Detroit, right? If that surface low is over Columbus, Ohio, right, tomorrow afternoon. And if it's at the Illinois River in southern Illinois, where I think it's going to be in 24 hours, and Bloomington, where I'm at, will be getting the same thing. That is a classic track for them, right, or for where I'm at. And you can see now, if we move to 1 p.m., or if we move into the noon time frame, moderate snow is now moving into Bloomington, right? And then the light snow and freezing drizzle and sleet is continuing to work its way out as more precip starts to work its way from the southwest in Detroit. If we go to the 2 p.m. time frame, central Illinois is getting hammered by heavy snow, and then the freezing rain and sleet just south around I-70 in Illinois. And then some light snow and sleet and freezing rain starts working its way back into Detroit at 2 p.m. Then if we go to 4 p.m., very heavy snow and blizzard conditions in Bloomington. Moderate snow starting to work its way back in from about Ann Arbor to Detroit north out into the southwest corner, St. Joseph's. It's starting to snow into Hillsdale, right? And then some sleet and freezing rain and snow all mixing together in Lenawee and Monroe counties, even up to the city of Detroit. Then as we work our way into 6 p.m., the blizzard conditions are still ongoing in Bloomington, and heavy snow is now taking over 3/4 or 85 to 90% of the Detroit metro area, all the way up to the Interstate I-69 corridor. You have moderate to heavy snow all the way through Oakland County, back towards Lansing, Howell, Hillsdale, St. Joseph's, Michigan City, right? Fort Wayne is on the sleet line. And then the only spot at 6 p.m. tomorrow night, according to the HRRR, the Higher Resolution Rapid Refresh, is Lenawee and Monroe counties hugging up against Lake Erie. Could have some sleet and freezing rain mixing in. And then as we work our way into 8, 9, and 10 p.m., 9 p.m., moderate snow is starting to lighten up in Bloomington as the storm starts to pull away. And you're really under the gun and at the heart of the storm at 9 p.m. tomorrow night in Detroit, where most of southeast Michigan is getting moderate to heavy snow from Saginaw south, right? With the only exception of Lenawee and Monroe counties and extreme southeast part of Wayne County could be getting a little sleet mixing in. And then you can see as we work our way towards midnight, just some snow showers left in Bloomington, blowing and drifting as Arctic air filters in and lows crash to near zero. Still some light to moderate snow ongoing in Detroit. And then 3 a.m., the storm really starts to pull away. Right now, what y'all want to know are what do the totals look like. And I think this model is doing a good job on this because all of the recent models have now the Euro, the Canadian have been on the same path. I thought the Canadian was too far south, but it still had the correct look from 2 days ago. And the Euro mean and the Euro control has really been doing, I think, from 4 days out, did a great job because the GFS, the NAM, 3K and 12K, and the American models all trended south yesterday at 12Z. And then 18Z confirmed the move south, and then the 0Z all came into agreement of this track. And now the high resolution rapid refresh is coming in line here, which looks a little bit stronger, but similar, almost the same as the Euro control, right? There's the Euro control, and you can see from yesterday, the Euro control was the same as it is on its last run, right? The mean's the same thing. It's been that way for a while, right? So everything is starting to come in line with that. So I think that's a great look to where this storm's going to go. And if you go to the global models, the GFS, you can see now it has come in line. But look what it had yesterday at 12Z. Look at that. And that's what was throwing everybody off. 12Z yesterday, and this is where it was for the last few days. And I thought it was too far north and overdoing it. And then you can see at 18Z, it made the big shift south finally after being stubborn. But I always like the European on an enclosed storm. If there's a difference, the European usually does a better job, especially when the European was so insistent what it said. Then you can see 0Z came south a little bit more. 6Z started really tightening up that band. And now 12Z, it made the final shift south to get completely in line with the euro. It's just stronger than the euro, right? So this says 10 inches. The last euro, the new euro is coming out right now. It's coming out kind of weak, though. It's only coming out with 5 inches, right? 6 inches. You can see the last one was stronger at 5.6, 4.7, right? So the European seems to be showing a good 5 to 6 inch snowstorm from Bloomington to Detroit. If we go to the Karachu, you can see it's got a 7 to 10 inch snowstorm. So we'll see. We'll blend them all together, but I like the track of the euro, right? It might be a little underdone with precipitation, especially if we'll keep paying attention, and I'll keep updating you on Michigan Snow Forecast Gold Standard, especially as these runs come in every hour and we start to get into striking range where each run that goes out 24 hours can get it, because this is showing a very strong storm, and the storm should be very strong and there should be plentiful moisture. 11 might be overdoing it in Bloomington and 10 in Detroit, but I see no reason why, if we get what I think is going to happen in Bloomington, where tomorrow most of it is snow, there's no reason we can't get 7 inches of snow out of this in Bloomington. The same thing for most of the Metro Detroit, and especially the north side of town. Lenawee, Monroe counties and southern Washtenaw and Wayne could have mixing issues, right? So there would be more like a 2 to 4, 3 to 5 inch there. But everywhere else, 696, M59 to I-69 in eastern Michigan, looks like you should get a solid 5 to 7 inches of snow. And then if it's a tad stronger, like the short range models are showing, 8, 9 inches would certainly be possible. But my official forecast is for 5 to 7 inches of snow north of 8 Mile, 3 to 6 inches south of 8 Mile, maybe 2 to 3 inches in Lenawee, Monroe County if it's stubborn warm arrow loft or the warm tongue keeps its sleet and freezing rain longer. But it's a general 5 to 7 inch snowstorm for the Detroit metropolitan area on the north side of town. South side of town, 3 to 6 inches because of mixing and a later changeover to all snow. But this is going to be a thumping snow, a 6 to 8 hours of heavy snow, or 1 to 2 inch per hour will fall. Unlike last time, it was a 48-hour storm that took 48 hours for Detroit Airport. The official stats for Detroit got 9.2 inches. Roseville, my house, the official stat was 7.2. There was 5 inches when I left, but I didn't see the Thursday snow. I was traveling, right? So this is what it looks like right now. The Detroit metropolitan area, I'm looking for 5 to 7 inches. Slightly less amounts. It still could get 5 to 7 in Lenawee, Monroe, but I have an official 3 to 6 inches down there due to sleet and freezing rain hanging on longer, or the greater likelihood of it. And then up into the Flint area, I've got the 5 to 7. And then if you get into Saginaw, lighter amounts of 2 to 4 inches, because I think the better moisture supply and conveyor will be just south of there, right? So that's what it's looking like. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube here. If you're watching me on Facebook, check me out on YouTube. Subscribe to that station. Support the channel. We'll keep you updated on the developing winter storm and current surface maps. Peace and love. Peace and love.